what they are, what can I understand from them, and what are the different type of dojis. So basically, keep it simple. The doji is where a candle opens up and closes up at the same price. So we've got a normal doji, a regular doji called, it looks like a cross, equal open and close. We've got a dragonfly doji, looks like a T shape, open, close, and high are equal. Looks, we've got gravestone doji, basically just, you know, you can understand why it's called the gravestone doji, why it's called a dragonfly doji, and why a long-legged doji is called a long-legged doji. So a gravestone doji looks like an upside down T. Open, close, and low are equal. Then we've got long-legged doji, looks like a cross with a long wick. Again, all of those dojis are going to have wicks. Wick is this part of the candle. We're going to see it on a live chart very shortly when we're going to move to the live charts. And these are the different type of dojis. What can I understand from a doji? Is this a pattern? No, a doji is not a pattern. It's indecision between buyers and sellers. However, if I see a dragonfly doji, I can understand that I'm going to start probably seeing a bullish momentum, because what happened with this candle is it started here, it dropped all the way down, and then went all the way back up. So if we're talking about a 5-minute candle, it started here, then it could have went down during those 5 minutes. Doesn't matter if it was 1 minute, 2 minute, 3 minute, 4 minute, but at the end of those 5 minutes, it closed at the same exact price that it opened. Same goes to this and this. So with this one, it opened here, it tried going up, but then for some reason the sellers came in and said, you know what, you're going to close back at your opening price. Now, if I see this, I can say to myself, hey, you know what, it started here, it tried going down, but it didn't actually, the sellers were not as strong as they thought they were, and it actually closed here. Okay, that's what I can understand from a dragonfly doji. A gravestone doji, the same. In a long-legged doji, I can also understand that. It could have, but we got to understand what the color of the candle is. So it could have started here, went up, went all the way down, and closed here. Or if it's a red candle or a green candle, it will be opposite. So let's look at the graphs. I'm going to pull up the graphs over here. Let's look at the Ethereum graph. Let me chop this down for us so that we get a better understanding and we don't need to waste space and room. It's going to be very hard to find an exact tombstone or dragonfly, but let's understand, what do I see here? Let's look at this one right here. This is the one. Okay, let's look at this candle right here, and we're looking right now at daily candles. So if we're looking at this candle, let me zoom in even closer so this will be clear to us to understand and see. So if I see here this, okay, this it's not a dragonfly, right? It's not a dragonfly. It's a long-legged wick doji, excuse me. This is the wick. All right, this is the wick. As we can see, it went up. This was the highest point of this candle. It dropped down and then it went back up. All this is the price movement for that day. So on that day, the price moved from here all the way up. It went down, and then the buyers came back in, trying to buy again and leaving it in a green candle with a nice doji, a dragonfly type of doji, a type of a long-legged doji. We can call this one more of a long-legged doji as a green candle. So from here, I can understand that the buyers were pushing back up, right? And if we zoom out, we can also understand if this here, right, is a floor based on past performance. And then I can make my decisions, because I can see that the sellers were taking it strong here. It went strong here, but over here, the buyers were very, very strong. And then the second candle already closed as a dragonfly, a green dragonfly. So from here, I can get a better understanding that from here on, I'm going to get real strong buying pressure. And this is exactly what happened here. At the same time, we got to zoom out and understand that we're talking about cryptocurrency. And when we're trading, always remember and keep in mind your trend is your friend. And right now, at this time of the year, as we're saying on our live call, and again, this is not a financial advice, but on our live calls, we're talking more about a bearish momentum. We did talk about a correction because there was a very nice drop with cryptocurrency. We talked about a correction going up, and it happened, as we can see. And then we said it will continue dropping down. And hey, this is exactly what's happening, right? Because we can see this selling pressure happening again over here. And we can also understand that from different dojis. So let's look at other dojis that are telling me, hey, you know what, Amir, this is a good time to start looking for a sell. Okay, let's look at this doji right here. We can also look at this doji. Yes, it did go back up, but hey, look, it dropped all the way down, right? But let's look at a closer doji. Let's look at this style of doji. If we're seeing strong selling pressure after a correction that went up, and we're right now at a trend, at a bearish momentum with cryptocurrency, this red doji, after this selling pressure and after this buying pressure not succeeding, because this doji right here, this one tells me, hey, you know what? There was selling pressure, right? There was buying pressure, but then there's a big wick here. So yes, the candle closed on a daily green, but if we look at closer time frames, we are going to see that here, right here, there was a lot of red. Even though it closed green, there was a lot of red. And that gives me big indications saying that the next candles, the sellers are here, and we should start looking for a nice sell. So that's basically it when we're looking at the different type of dojis. As we mentioned before, we've got a normal doji, we've got a dragonfly doji, we've got a gravestone doji, and we've got a long-legged doji. The standard doji means just, pure indecision right now in the market. A dragonfly doji, we can start looking at bullish momentum. A tombstone doji means that we're going to start seeing bearish momentum. And then we've got our long-legged doji. We got to understand what's the color of that long-legged doji, but at the end of the day, it means that there's a lot of volatility, a lot of liquidity, and a lot of trading volume right now at that time. And it's better to step away because we don't know if we're going to go all the way up or go all the way down. It's better in these cases to wait for the second doji after that and then make your decision based on that. So that is all. See you on our next tutorial.